Sometimes you're put in a position where all you can do is start. There's no fancy marketing team, no help, no financing, and yet you just have to start anyway. So, in today's bonded business, we're talking about having the right team. Okay. No, we're not talking about having more employees. We're talking about people and things that you need around you when you're just starting. Okay. Here's the truth: you could probably start a business right now with just what you're using and things that you're doing anyway. Now, I'm not going to pretend like it'll be everything that you want it to be. And I'm a big proponent of making sure that your business is sound legally. Okay. I'm saying you can still start. And it may not be exactly what you want it to look like, but you'll be headed that way. As an example, if you wanted to be a doctor, you may not be able to open up the private practice right now, right? But if you're willing to do the work, then it is possible for you to go to school right now and start talking to people about health and wellness and those types of things and really making yourself known for that. And then when the time comes for you to open the private practice, you'll already have people you can go to and you'll be ready. Okay. By the way, somebody did that, just opened up a private practice before they had the certifications, and it worked. They made money. Well, they went to jail, but they made money. So, he just, at 18, he just decided that he was going to open up his company. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Y'all don't quote me on that, but that was the story. Okay. So don't be that guy. Make sure you have what you need legally. But what I'm saying is, in the meantime, there are things you can do to get started. Without it, there are things you can do to begin anyway. There's a quote, and it says, to begin, begin. Sometimes you don't have everything. Sometimes you don't have the degree yet. Sometimes you don't have the experience yet. Sometimes you don't have the money yet. Sometimes you don't have a lot of things, but to begin, begin. And even though you don't have every single thing to make it look exactly like you want to, you can get started anyway. With the right strategy, if you're willing to put in the work, you can get started anyway. Okay. To begin, begin. So, what do you need? Like, who should you have around you? Who should you have on your team? There's this story, right? That the people of this certain town, the a number of people was growing. Okay. It was a bunch of them. And so they're like, y'all, we want to move around. We want to do different things, but how are we going to find each other? How are we going to make sure that if we want to get back together, we have a way? How are we going to make sure that that's possible? Well, they decided that they were going to build a tower to heaven. You hear me? They were going to build a tower to heaven. And so they got started on it. They made a plan, they mapped it out, everything, and they started. They started building. God said, if these people speaking the same language put their mind to this, actually go for this together, they will be stopped by nothing. Nothing will be able to stop them. So, what does that mean for you? What does that mean? That means that when you have the right team, nothing can stop you. Okay. A team says, let's just go build something. Y'all, we bored today. Let's just go build something. The right team says, we're going to build a tower to the heavens. This is what it's going to be made out of. You do this, you do that, and this is going to be my thing. That's what the right team says. The right team motivates you when you don't feel motivated. The right team holds you down to earth when you need that. They don't allow you to do anything too crazy right? The right team pushes you further and still helps you stay in your lane. The right team loves you and supports you when you need that. The right team is just, I don't know, man. Having the right team means so much. Like having the right team for me literally meant everything. In my experience, in every single thing that I went through, in the ups and the downs and the craziness, there were three people that I literally always needed in everything. There were three people that I looked for. There were three people that I needed. Okay. There was the promoter or the motivator, the person that was like, let's go, let's do this. You want to do it. You got this. It's over with. Just pray about it. God put it on you. You know, you feel like you called to this. It's over with. After that, it's done. It's going to happen. Let's go. Let's get it. When you getting started, how you going to do it? You know, like, what's the plan? Let's get with it. Let's go. You need that person. That person is going to be vital, because some days you're not going to want to get up. Some days you're not going to want to do it. Some days you're going to get overwhelmed. Some days you're going to be like, forget this. I'm not needed. So you need that person that's going to hype you up in those hype moments. Like, let's go, let's get it. And for me, that has always been my best friend. Okay. Anytime I be like, this is what I'm about to do. I'm so excited. It's that time. Let's do this. She was like, let's go. Let's go. When you get started, how we gonna do this? You know, like whatever. You need anything, you straight, how we gonna blah, 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 whatever. So you need that person. The next type of person you need is the lover. The lover is the person who's always understanding. They always there to give you a hug. They always there to care for you. They always there to love on you and tell you when you feeling like the world is crashing down. They're there for you to say everything's gonna be okay. And they just make you feel like everything's gonna be okay. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but usually we have that person in our lives that can just give us a hug and be a shoulder to cry on and let us know that you're all right and you won't die from this. Today is not your last day. Because the truth is, we all go through things. If anything you're going through is holding you back, then I have good news and bad news for you, honestly. The good news is there's nothing new under the sun. So if you need some inspiration to keep going, there's hope, because the bad news is that someone out there has been through what you're going through, or someone out there is right there with you going through the same thing. But the other part of it is that someone out there will go through it later and they need you. They need you to shake back from this. They need you to push through. They need you to go forward. They need you to figure it out. They need you to have confidence. They need you to get it together, because they are going to need you to help them through it. And in order to do that, you need to know how. But for now, you need that help. So find someone with a similar backstory as you, find someone with a similar background that you can look up to. You know, it's crazy that I found so many people in my niche that I can look up to, or even outside of my niche. So many people that I look up to have been through similar things as me, similar problems and similar stories too. Why? Because they make me feel like if they can do it, then I can do it too. If she can do it as a parent of 9, then I can do it as a parent of 3. If he can become a millionaire after thoughts and ideations of suicide, then I can do it too. If he can come back from homelessness and then become one of the top people in his niche, in his area, then I can do it too. You know, so it's just like, find someone with a similar story, with a similar background that you can look up to, and then just use them as inspiration, use them as a role model, even if what they do is not exactly what you do, you'll find that it's like a breath of fresh air to know that even though it's hard right now, it's possible because somebody did it before you. But I digress. So let's talk about the third person. The third person is the person that brings you home. It's that person that when you're out there far, like, let's go, they're like, okay, that's cool, but do you have a plan though? And then when you're in your deepest deeps and your lowest lows, they're like, it's okay, because you had a plan though, right? So the third person is really the middle, and I call them the realist, okay? Most people tell you to keep your lives separate. You have your business life, your social life, then you have personal, and you have whatever other life you have to, right? And in my opinion, maybe that's why most people fail. Like it's constantly overwhelming because you feel like you have to choose, right? You're trying to control five different lives, yet you really only have one life to live though. Like you have one life to live and you're trying to control five. That's just too much for us. That's too much for anybody, dude. Like if you have $1, I can't give you five. Like the math ain't mathing. So if this is you, maybe that's why you're tired and worn out, because you're one person trying to live out the lives of five different people. And I'm not saying that when you're on the job or conducting business, you should act like you do at home. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is that it's hard to work a job, no days off, and live a life that allows you to travel. It's hard to run the kind of business that takes you away from your life and from your family, and at the same time say that in your personal life you want to spend more time with the people that you love, right? What I'm saying is it's hard to do something in one area of your life when you're doing something contrary in the other ones. And you can say that, you know, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that. But in your business model, what job you have, your personal, in your personal life, really in your life in totality, you have power. You are in control. You're in control. You can choose to do or not do. You can choose to go or not go. There is another way. You are one person in total, just one. So live your life to the fullest in every area of your life, because one does affect the others totally. So live a life of alignment and consider them all as you make decisions in each. And to keep your control and to have your power and to make sure that one doesn't overwhelm the others, really all it takes is a little bit of strategy. And if you want some help with that, if you need more, if you feeling overwhelmed, if you have too many lives, you need to pay out too many dollars that you don't have cash for, right? Like this, subscribe, follow, because I am going to be giving you tips and tricks for that and so much more.